How's it going, guys? I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on the E3 that just took place before I go to bed here. I'm kind of dead tired, but also I'm on an off pattern right now, in case you guys were wondering about that. Not a vampire, but if I were, I'd be a very fat, bloated, socially awkward vampire, but that's for another story. But anyways, so these are my thoughts on E3. First of all, let it be known, even though not a whole lot impressed me, that's not to say I think that the E3 was bad. In fact, I think it was rather good. The fact that there's 50 different games that they have showcased and 5 new gaming companies, I have to say I am thoroughly impressed by that. Even though, of course, not all those games are exclusives, and I don't really know what to say about these different companies. But still, I mean, that is innovative, and I have to say I'm impressed by that. So, nice going Xbox, nice going video game industry. Looks like things are actually looking a little bit better now. So let's go ahead and talk about the game, shall we? So first of all, as far as a lot of the shooter games, I don't even play them. I'm very picky when it comes to shooters. I'm from the old school. I mostly love adventure games and stuff like that, but they look cool. I'm just indifferent. I'm sorry I don't have that much of an opinion on them. The one with the parkour, I think it was Just Cause, was it? Or Dying Light, I think Just Cause. That looks pretty cool. I would love to see shooter games with more parkour. I remember there was a game that came out a long time ago. It turned out to be a huge disappointment, but that was one of the big things they advertised. I wish I could remember the name of the game. Was it Time Splitters? I think it was Time Splitters. But yeah, that was like, God, that was a long time ago. That was like PlayStation 2, I think. That was a huge gimmick that they had, so be careful with that game, guys, because that could be a gimmick, but still, I mean, that looks like a really cool gimmick to have anyways. But yeah, again, I don't have much of an opinion on that game. Then there was Dying Light. I just have to say that I don't know much about this game. I mean, it is kind of a zombie game, right? So we're still getting zombie games in 2019, are we? Don't really have much of an opinion on that, but I think it's funny, and it could be a good game. But I'm just personally, I've had my share of zombie crap throughout the years. I just think that it's gotten a little bit too crazy, and there's just not a whole lot that really impresses me with zombies anymore. But to each their own, and I'm sure there are people who are very hyped about that, and I think that's great for them. So more power to them. Okay, so my thoughts on that Fox game, game for furries. I don't really know what that's about. Looked like an independent game. Go indie. I'm all about indie games. I hope one day that indie rules. I hope that the Oya comes back. Really, I think that AAA companies, although they do make some really good games, there's just a lot of corruption involved. And that's where corporate greed and stuff like that speaks the loudest, as well as mistreatment to employees, and that is something to keep in mind. But I don't want to make you guys think that I'm one of these hipster types, because I'm not. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But what else? Devil May Cry 5 looks really cool. Is it necessary? Maybe not, but I don't really care. I mean, if it looks and plays good, and has a decent plot to it, I'll still play it. I don't care if it's necessary or not. I would be the first one to shit my pants if there were a Metal Gear Solid 6. Even though they ended it perfectly on the 4th one, I still would love another one. I mean, I guess I'm just obsessed with the series, but it's just funny. I had no idea this would happen, because Devil May Cry 4 got so much hate, so much fanboy hate. It's just it's incredible to me that they're taking a risk like this, because it really is a risk. Gabe Newell, the creator of Half-Life, the reason why he said he didn't create Half-Life 3 is because he was afraid it would fail like Mass Effect 3. And so you guys, you have to realize, some of you fanboys, you guys are the reason why we didn't get games like that. So, not pointing my fingers here, but you may want to be careful what you complain about, guys, because then Santa Claus isn't going to be nice to you on Christmas. You're not going to get the things that you want. If you understand what I mean. But anyways, so Yeah, Devil May Cry looks amazing. I have a feeling that it'll be a hit, definitely. So I'm excited about that. Probably more excited about anything it would be Devil May Cry. And behind that would probably be the skateboarding game, Sessions. I'm a huge fan of Skate 1, 2, and 3, and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. I have played every single Tony Hawk game there is to man. I never owned the Tony Hawk Ride board, though, which I was kind of disappointed about, but I've never owned that. And it sucks to me that was a flop because I thought that thing was so cool. And I wish that they still utilize that. Although you can use your Wii balance board on the older ones, that would be cool if you could use it in this new game, but I don't think so. I don't even know if it's going to be coming out for Wii, but that would be pretty cool if you could do that. Is there a balance board for the Switch? Maybe there isn't. There might not be. I don't know. I don't own a Switch, obviously, but anyways, yeah, I mean, that looks cool. I just hope the physics are the same as Skate 3 or, you know, the other Skate titles, because that was so realistic. I mean, really, just like it made every fat, you know, autistic kid feel like a pro skater. That's amazing. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. That's an incredible feat. But anyways, Battletoads, was that a joke? Were they serious about that? Who wanted another Battletoads game, and why are they talking about a game that's like one of the biggest memes? That's hilarious. I don't really know what else to say. But yeah, Battletoads. I mean, sure, I would play it. I like Battletoads growing up, but that has to be the most unasked for game that's ever been presented. I mean, that's just laughably stupid. I'm sorry, but I don't know where the hell that came from. But yeah, that was a good game growing up, hard as hell. But yeah, I mean, shit. There's so many remakes I would love to see, guys. You have no idea. So many remakes, especially from Sega. That's why I hope maybe one day Sega will make another console. I'm not, you know, not crossing my fingers on that one, but that would be so. I mean, I would just die if they made another console. I would literally die. You know, there's just so many old classic games that need to be remade. You know, and I may just sound like a jaded old fart saying this, but really, I think more so than anything, that's what needs to happen. That will really bring people back to gaming, is, you know, restoring these old titles that have just been left in the dust. You know, meanwhile, all we get is just new shooter games, and I'll admit, it really pisses me off. But again, you know, I just wanted to say that, like, I'm happy for people who are psyched about these new games coming out. It really means a lot to me to know, you know, that people can get excited over stuff like that, because, you know, even though it may not be something I have inside of me, if you have it, I think that's great, and I feel really happy for you, really I do, because I like to see happy gamers. You know, I know it sounds gay as hell, but I like to see people who enjoy gaming, and I wish I could be one of those people, but sadly I'm not. Most stuff these days just doesn't really interest me that much, but you know, that's just me. I guess it's because I'm from another time. I'm older than most gamers on YouTube. Don't let the pretty face fool you. I've been around for a while. So I guess you could say that my gaming needs may be somewhat different, but at the same time, I really do feel like it's an injustice that these old titles have not been remade. And you know, I still am just very sad about what happened to Sega as a company, because I don't think they deserve to be thrown under the bus like they have. And you know, it's just it's a travesty. It really is, because if the Dreamcast would have kept going, I know more great games would have been popping out, you know, left and right. Sega may not have been the best in terms of marketing, but they were damn sure innovative. They were, in my eyes, the most innovative company ever to be made. I mean, in terms of gaming, they were the best. Sega does what Nintendo don't. I'm sorry I had to say that, but I did. And so there's my trolling for you guys. I'm going to end the video on that note. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on E3. You know, the future of gaming is now, guys. It's all about what you want to make it. It's in your hands, the future of gaming. You know, we can make it a great one, or we can make it something that will eventually just crash and die. It's all up to you guys. So thanks again for watching. God bless.